this thing may just go away. We will start. Shivaya Namah, Shivaya Namah, Shivaya Namah. Om. Om Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedanscha Prahinoti Tasmai Tamha Devamatma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartribhyo Vamsharishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhya. Sarvo Paplavarahitaha Prajnana Pratyagartho Brahmaivahamasmi Brahmaivahamasmi Om Vedantartha Vibhasakaya Gurave Shantaya Sannyasine Nanavadi Nagendra Sanghapavaye Yogindra Vandyaya Cha Mohadvanta Divakaraya Bhagavad Pada Vidham Bibhrate Tasmai Bhashakrite Namostu Satatam Purnaya Bodhatmane Om. Now talking about Kama as the factor which drags a person into those sinful paths where he consciously doesn't want to go. So a person ends up doing even those actions which he otherwise wouldn't have thought that he is capable of doing. But it is the desire which makes him do. And therefore, Shri Krishna says it is this Kama. And this Kama has got its own place from where it controls just not the human beings, but by being there controls the entire world then. And these places are the Indriyas, Mana and Buddhi. Indriyani Mano Buddhi Asyadhisthanamuchyate Etaihi Vimohayati Esha Jnanamavritya Dehinam. And then by making the power of discrimination, dulling the power of discrimination, the Kama or the desire overpowers the person, Vimohayati, deludes him, hypnotizes him, mesmerizes him, as if the person is spellbound, under a spell. And therefore, the teachers advise in your spiritual conquest is that tasmat tvam indriyani ado niyamya. It's not possible directly that, well, let the indriyas do whatever they have to do. In my mind, there is no desire, The hands and legs, karmendriyas, jnanendriyas, they are just doing, there is no desire otherwise. No, this is not how it is. Tasmatvam indriyani adau niyamya. Adau means in the very beginning. What should be what is it that should be tamed, domesticated, mastered is Indriyas. And by that, what do we understand? That follow the do's and don'ts. You may like something. For example, you may like something that is to be eaten. But if it is something that has been prohibited by the Shastra, it is good, it is nice, it is delicious, it is expensive, doesn't matter. It can be, oh, but it has, the Queen of England has sent me this. It could have been sent by anybody. Yet, simply follow the dharma. I cannot take it because it is not right. Thus, this is the first way. This is the first step on your spiritual path. Indriyani adau niyamya. That what has been prohibited, follow what is right and wrong, change the standards of living. Till now, we are simply living by the diktats of what I like, what I don't like. So as if enslaved by the raga and dvesha, the likes and dislikes, one will have to rise above it. If you want to have the vision of the truth, which releases you from all tyranny of the karma, of the suffering, you will have to do this. You will have to muster the courage. Because this is an inner battle. It is not an external battle that you have to prove somebody that you are spiritual. And in any which case, please remember one thing for definitely, and that is that people under any circumstances are not really going to call you spiritual unless and until you are such a big, you are expert in fooling people. Therefore, please do not go on a spree of wanting the certificate and approval of others to be recognized as spiritual, good, enlightened, so on and so forth. No, it doesn't happen. It is an inner conquest. It is you who has to rise, muster that courage to have the vision of the self. So, tasmat indriyani adau niyamya. Hey Arjuna, Bharata Rishabha. Rishabha means like a bull in a big herd of cows. This massive bull is easily spotted. Can be spotted. Like that, amongst the great noble people of the lineage of Bharata, Arjuna, in those people too, you are the Rishabha. You are distinct. Hey Bharata Rishabha, Indriyani adau niyamya. Then papmanam prajahi yenam. Jnana vijnana nashanam. This papishtham, Shankarananji just does not say papmanam means papi. Papishtham, the most sinful one. Prajahi, destroy him. Because he is jnana vijnana. He means desire, means kama. Kama in Sanskrit will be in masculine gender. So destroy that kama, because it is that which will destroy even your jnanam and vijnanam. What is jnanam? Paroksha jnanam. The knowledge which is indirect over here is called as jnanam. And vijnanam means that which is, now that knowledge is your experience. And hence it is direct. So that This karma is capable of destroying, not allowing you to progress any further. Jnana vijnana nashanam ataha eva svavaidinam papmanam papishtam enam prajahi nishesham vidvamsaya. Destroy him completely. And this is what is represented to us by the story of Bhagavan Shiva burning down Kamadeva. So this Kamadeva, who's in the Indian mythology, this Cupid, Kamadeva is not a small, cute-looking baby, but he is a robust man, dark, handsome, big, tall, and he holds that arrow and a bow, the arrow of flowers and the bow of Ikshudanda, meaning that of sugar cane, something that is juicy, something that is very attractive, alluring, like the flowers in the spring, Vasanta. And he shoots that arrow. And when he tries his power on Bhagavan Shiva, Bhagavan Shankar simply opens the third eye, and this karma is burnt down to ashes. It is burnt down to ashes. Nishesham vidvamsaya. And thus he picks up the ash of this fellow's burnt, and he applies it all over his body. Bhasma bhushita. That becomes his decoration. Kama is not his decoration. His ornament is the ash of the burnt down desire. So now, having come up to here, he says, firstly, master the indriyas is what was told, and then defeat the kama. Yes, kama is papishta enemy, the most sinful one. But how should one go about in this battle? I'm fighting desire, I'm fighting desire, I'm fighting desire. Something like that? No. These are not the silly ways. I have a desire, I will not fulfill it. Hey, that is something that will lead only to frustration, and it will lead to suppression of desire. Desire suppressed is not what is meant by desire destroyed, sublimated. Though, because when suppressed, it is bound to express in some different way. It is bound to express in different ways. A lot of physical ailments in people is because of the suppressed desires. Here we are not talking about suppressing any desire. Here the desire has to be sublimated. It has to evaporate. How then this happens? How are you going to fight this karma? By what means? What is your strategy over there is the question. But this karma is very formidable, difficult to defeat. And in order to defeat karma, then one will have to take shelter. One will have to resort to something, make an ally with something that is even more powerful than karma. What is your alliance with? What is it that is more powerful than karma? And here the answer is, Paramatma alone is the most powerful. Taking the shelter of Paramatma. What do you mean by taking the shelter of Paramatma? So over here, we have already, Shri Krishna has established this principle earlier in the same chapter, where he says, Rasavarjam rasopyasya param drashtva nivartate. Even the lingering taste which is left behind, which can become the seed for kama. So even that lingering taste, rasam, will be destroyed. Have you ever seen this thing happen? If you don't like someone, but you like talking about him, keep on talking about him. Maybe not in a very favorable light, how bad he is or she is, we like to talk. This is nothing but this is the rasa, your interest in that person. It is your interest in that person which is making you talk about him, think about him, wanting to find out what is he doing now. That he is gone from your life, you don't want to forget. You somehow want to keep holding on to it. This is this interest, that lingering interest is called as rasa. Therefore, people, they give up several things in order to become spiritual and spiritually progressed. But the interest is not gone. Rasa is not gone. You will come across people who are going to say, we have given up our house, we have given up our degrees, and we have given up our good jobs, and we have given up all our money for Paramatma. Oh, you have given it up. So this is the price you're talking about. Since you have paid such a heavy price, is it not justified that you should have the vision of Paramatma? That you have given up house, you have given up your pleasures, you have given up good clothes, you have given up all your money, wealth, career, and therefore now I should have the vision of Paramatma because I have given up, I have paid the price. Giving up of something can happen only when you have found it to be worthless. You still value it. And that's why you're saying that it is such a value. I have given up, I have paid the price. This is the value. So you want to weigh Paramatma against wealth, career, house, things like this, name and fame. So all these things put together should be the equivalent value of Paramatma. And that means that you still value it. You still have interest in it. And this interest is the rasa. Sooner or later, you are going to turn towards it. That's why you will now want to have bigger ashram, bigger holdings, more following. Why, sir? You may have a bigger following, bigger ashram through the prarabdha, but you wanting to have it is something still different. You wanting to have it means there is rasa, the interest in it. There is this interest in it. So apparently you have given up everything, and over here, about a sincere seeker, it is said, even if there is such a lingering taste that is left behind, that also will be relinquished. How? Param drishtva nivartate. Rasavarjam rasopyasya. Param drishtva nivartate. This param means Parameshwara, Paramatma. So what is the nyaya, what is the principle that is established over here by this line is this, that when you have taken shelter in Paramatma, it is possible to overcome the desire. You cannot overcome the desire by any other means. It will come back to you. It will rebound with even more velocity. And that time you will not know what hit you so badly. And therefore, Paramatmanam iti nyayena Paramatmanam sarvantaram sarvagam avagamya tadashrayena tvam kamam jahi iti bodhayitum atmadhigama prakaram aha. And therefore know this Paramatma, who is sarvantaram, the innermost of all, of everything. Just as the clay is the innermost soul, the being of the pot. When I say the clay is the innermost, does that mean that there are several layers behind which the clay is? What does it mean? It simply means that the clay is the reality of the pot. And what is it that this reality is hidden behind? It is hidden behind the names and forms. Somebody appears as your friend and somebody appears as your enemy. Somebody as your own and somebody as a stranger. But the reality behind all this is Parameshwara in many forms. That's why the behavior, the conduct will be appropriate according to the name and form. If you have to feed two beings, one is a human being, another one is a horse, you are going to feed grass to the horse and you're going to feed bread to the human being. Or you're not going to say, since both this is Paramatma, then Paramatma can eat anything. You eat grass, you eat bread. No. Your conduct is going to be appropriate to the name and form, but your attitude and your understanding is behind every name and form, it is Parameshwara alone. When you have a clay pot and a clay plate, in what are you going to fill the water and in what are you going to serve the food? You will fill the water in the pot and you will serve the food in the plate. Though pot is also clay, plate is also clay. Recognizing that both of these are clays, that is also 500 grams of clay, this is also 500 grams of clay. Other than clay, nothing. This is, yet your conduct is appropriate. So also in this world, mother, father, brother, sister, friends, neighbors, employer, employed, so on, superordinates, coordinates, Yet, in all these things, your behavior will be appropriate to the time, to the situation, according to the name and form. Yet there will be recognition of the fact that it is Parameshwara in all these forms. You will not be deceived by the name and form. It is behind the names and forms that the reality is hidden, and hence it is said, Sarvantaram is the Antaram, the innermost being of all. Sarvantaram, Sarvagam, Avagamya, having known this Paramatma, Tadashrayena. This is called as taking shelter at the feet of Paramatma. Tadashrayena Tvam Kamam Chahi. Hey Arjuna, now this is the only way how Kama can be overcome, can be destroyed, just not overcome, but will be destroyed. Tvam Chahi, this is how you destroy. Iti Bodhayitum, in order to make us understand this. Iti Bodhayitum Atmadhigama Prakaram Aha. Now, he tells how to know the self. Why the process of knowing the self has come over here? Because it is the upaya to overcome the tyranny of Kama, to overcome the slavery of Kama. Only for that, Atmadhikama Prakaram Aha. How? Let's read verse number 42. Indriyani paranyahu indriyebhyah param manaha manasastu para buddhihi yo buddhe paratastu saha. Indriyani paranyahu Indriyebhyah param manaha manasastu para buddhihi yo buddhe paratastu saha. The Indriyas are superior to the objects. The mind is superior to the Indriyas. Buddhi is superior to the mind, and Atma, the one who is superior to the Buddhi, is the highest, the supreme most. This is the shloka. What does it mean by saying that Indriyas are higher and higher than the Indriyas or superior than the Indriyas is the mind? What does it mean to say that superior to the mind is Buddhi? What is this? The whole sequence, the hierarchy is given, and these are the steps. So understand that. Bahyam sthulam deham apekshya Indriyani panchashrodradini saukshmya antaratva vyapitvadi apeksha parani prakristhani ahu panditaha. So ahu means is said. Is said by whom, sir? It is said by the panditas. Panditas over here means the wise people, the enlightened ones. It is not somebody's speculation. These are the words of wisdom because these are the words of their experience. And therefore, iti panditaha ahu. What are they saying? What are these panditas saying? Indriyas are superior. But then, sir, you're simply saying they are superior. Superior to what? One. And then, superior by what reasons? What are the reasons? Because of what are you saying that these indriyas are superior? So we have to set certain standards to understand why something is graded more. Here it is said, Bahyam sthulam deham apeksha. In the beginning, what is it that comes to you or comes to us as our understanding of Atma, as the self? Obviously, this Deha, Sthula Deha, this gross body, and therefore one keeps saying, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm young, I'm old. I'm tall, I'm short, I'm thin, I'm stout, so on and so forth. We don't say that. What are you saying? All these are the adjectives of the gross body. These are the attributes belonging to the gross body. The body of a man, a woman, short, young, old, tall, fat, thin, so on and so forth. And this is when one identifies, when this is the identity with which one lives, one is living on the outermost surface of existence. One of my teachers used to say, is just a superficial swimmer, surface swimmer. These people then are very superficial. Because for them, the understanding of a good person means, oh, he's good, he's beautiful, means that his skin should shine and his hair should be properly, what do they say, not disheveled, but combed. His dress, that he is a good person. That is what you just understand by what a good person is. Then a mannequin is better. A mannequin in a shop is better because they're always dressed perfectly. So bahyam, what is the outermost? That means outermost means just the bahyam, the sthula deha, sthulam. Gross body. So, with reference to the gross body, indriyani, parani, these indriyas are superior. That's why you don't say this, that Swamiji, even if I become old, my hands and legs, ears and eyes should be working properly. So the body may have become old. There can be wrinkles. The hair can become gray. But what I want is that, my eye should be able to hear properly, see properly. My hands and legs should be working. Why are you saying so? So somewhere or the other you recognize that indriyas are still superior to the body. If this option is given to you, where your body will remain young and nice, the skin will be tight and shiny, but your eyes will be gone, your hearing will be impaired, your hands and legs will not have the capacity to do work. But your body, very nice, very shiny. Do you want? You say, doesn't matter, Swamiji, the bodies are anyway going to become old. But at least the independence will be there if the indriya. So you don't recognize that the indriyas are superior to the gross body. And so, sthulam deham apeksha indriyani pancha. Shrotradini. Why? Saukshmya, Antaratva, Vyapitvadi Apekshya, Parani. Parani means Prakrishtani. Iti Panditaha Ahu. Because they are subtler than the gross body. Is not it? The Indriyas are the subtle faculties that are residing in the body. But how are they? Sukshma. And still interior, inner to the gross body. And Vyapitvat. They are even more pervasive. You understand? Indriyas and the gross body is not one and the same. The Indriyas, whether they are the Jnanendriyas or Karmendriyas, the organs of action or the organs of perception, Karmendriyas or Jnanendriyas, they are the part of the subtle body, Sukshma Deha, not a part of the gross body. In the gross body, these are only the locations from where they function. These are just the locations from where they function. So these locations are, your office is not you. Office is just your location from where you function. So Indriyas are superior because they are Sukshma, Antara and Vyapitvat, because they are Saukshmyat, Antaratvat and Vyapitvat. These are the three reasons given to us by Shankaracharya Bhagavan. And Adi, then he leaves you to say, you discover more. Now sit and find out, why is it that the Panditas, these great sages, say that the Indriyas are superior to the gross body? Find out why. Then Shankaranandji Maharaj comes to our help and he says, well, sir, there are some reasons that, we can provide you. Then the three reasons that Shankaracharya has given, and then he has left you by saying Adi, etc. Now that etc. you have to fill in. He helps you to fill in some more. He says, Indriyani, Shrotradini Pancha Karmendriyani cha Swapekshaya Jadam Bahyam Sthulam Vyapyam Karyam Pravartyam cha Yat Shariram. How is this body, gross body? He says, in comparison to the Indriyas, this gross body is Jadam. Jadam meaning inert. Okay? Inert. Just like, after all, what is your body? Just some chemicals. You put in one place is this body. Isn't it? 70% of the body is nothing but water. Calcium, phosphorus, so on and so forth, all these things put together is this body. So, you could have the same amount of calcium, phosphorus kept in bottles and one jar of 70 liters of water. And this is all the body is. Exactly. Just this. Just the special arrangement makes you call it as a body. So therefore it is Jadam, inert. Compared to the Indriyas, the body is Jadam. Bahyam. It is exterior. It is exterior, Bahyam. Sthulam, gross, because it is the Panchikrita Panchamahabhutas, gross. Vyapyam, something that is pervaded. That what pervades is obviously bigger, and that what is pervaded is small. Isn't it? that what pervades is bigger, and that by which something is pervaded, so that what is pervaded is obviously small. So vyapyam, the body is vyapya, the indriyas are vyapaka. So you have to use all the standards to look at the indriyas and the body. And this is the only way how you are going to transcend and have the vision of the self. Unless and until the vision of the self is had, the desire cannot be transcended. So over here, sthulam, vyapyam, karyam, it is the effect. It is the effect. Karyam, pravartyam, something that is employed. Pravartyam. Now, out of these two, one who prods and the other one who is prodded. Who is superior? Like, prodded means you can say instigated. Instigated. And someone who instigates. Now, let us say in a class of small children, there are two boys. And one boy is found to be a little rowdy fellow who hurts other children. Obviously, the parents, the teachers are going to ask him, why are you doing this? And he says, well, sir, my friend told me to beat him. Now, out of these two, who is the key? That's why even, in the system of justice, some people may hire some mercenaries, murderers or what. And this politician or somebody who's sitting far off nicely, but it is him who has instigated. So instigator is superior to the one who's instigated. Pravartya and pravartaka are two. And these are the various standards that you apply. Is the body pravartya or pravartaka? What is making this body run around? The eyes see something, hey, we should see more. Now the body has to take you there. I want to eat that. Then that body has to run somewhere in that particular restaurant to discover the food of your taste. You see, who is making the run home? Is it not these indriyas which are making the body run? So who is the pravartya and who is the pravartaka? Who is vyapya and who is vyapaka? Apply these standards and you will discover that the indriyas are superior to the body. That's why you will not hesitate to say that, well, the body is definitely going to become old, but I will like to have the power in my hands and legs and ears and eyes as a young man. Why are you saying that these jnanendriyas and karmendriyas should stay powerful even when so in spite of the body aging, you recognize that what is more valuable is the indriyas. You don't see this? So, tasmat, yat shariram tasmat. Then he gives you again the opposite picture. The shariram is jada, inert. Then what is it that illumines even this body? So because of indriyas only you know, well, this is the complexion of the skin, now whether it is, getting wrinkled, not wrinkled, so on and so forth, big, short, how it is, how it smells, so on and so forth. Though you may not taste your own body, but when you are eating the animals, what are you doing? Testing their bodies only. Prakashakatva, these indriyas are the prakashakas. And the body is prakashya. That what is illumined, and hence jadam. Antaratvad, the body is exterior, the indriyas are interior. And that what is more valuable, will be in the innermost vault. You don't keep something, a diamond in your house, in your courtyard. Even a pigeon may take and go away. No, you keep it safe under lock and key. Why? Because that which is valuable becomes antara. Antaratvat, sukshmatvat, pravartakatvat, vyapakatvat, karanatvadi dharmaihi. Because of these attributes, utkrishtatarani ahu vadanti. Ahu means vadanti. Are said to be superior. The indriyas are said to be superior to the gross body. That's why your yoga also has to rise from body to the indriyas. When your identification is now from the body to the indriyas, you have progressed. The person is then living at a little higher realm of existence than a person who is living just as a body. Okay? So now, iti vadanti panditaha yena yat prakashyate pravartyate cha tadapekshaya vyapakam sukshmam param bhinnam cha bhavati. In reference to that which is prakashya and pravartya, then in reference to that which is the illuminator and also the instigator is always higher. And not only just higher, that also means bhinnam, other than that. This knowledge of bhinnatvam is very important. Unless and until you have gone to the farthest end of dvaitam, you will not discover advaitam. This discrimination of Atma and Anatma has to be done in order to discover this Atma, to know this Atma is non-dual. So this discrimination, this bheda has to be seen. Okay? Bhinnam cha bhavati yatha ayasaha. Then he gives you an example, that of iron and the fire in the iron. Okay? There is an iron ball and there is fire. So the fire is sukshma, and therefore it can pervade the iron ball, vyapaka. Okay? That which is sukshma can also pervade like the ayastho vahnihi. So deham apeksha, compared to this body, these indriyas are said to be vyapaka because are called to be pervasive. Then deha tadharma prakashakatvat, because these indriyas are the illuminator of the body and the attributes of the body. Okay? Prakashakatvat parani bhinnani cha bhavanti. That's why they are also para and bhinna. Now, furthermore, should we stop here at indriyas? No, sir. Superior to these indriyas is the mind. So now you already have certain standards against which you can measure the superiority. Okay? If you have noted it down, then that what is bahyam, sthulam, vyapyam, karyam, pravartyam, all these things, plus few more things, you'll have to discover. Bhashyakara Bhagwan only said 3, and they are applicable everywhere. And what Shankarananji Maharaj, or expanding on Bhashyakara, is taking that clue. He explains it in further details, and you, in your practice of meditation, you will have to take these directions and discover why. How are these indriyas superior to this body? How is this mind superior to the indriyas? And once when you understand its superiority over that what is inferior body or mind, etc., indriyas, etc., then you have moved closer to the center. This is coming closer to the center. If you know when something moves closer to the center, it vibrates less. As long if you are far away from the center, there will be more oscillations. But when you are close, now the oscillations will become less. Apply this rule. You are agitated and very agitated. That simply means that you have moved away from the center. I'm very disturbed, Swamiji. You are disturbed. Why? Because you are sitting in a place where you are bound to be disturbed. That's why I follow this map that Bhagavan Shri Krishna is showing. So we have seen in between the body and indriyas are superior. Now from the indriyas, you have to understand, compared to the indriyas, the mind is superior. This is the next step. And you cannot stop till you have reached the summit, from where there is nothing more superior, because it is the supreme most. Sa kashtha sa paragatihi. That is the kashtha, that is the parakashtha. Paragatihi, the highest gain. Because there is nothing more than that. Reach that, and once you have achieved that what is highest, everything is gained. And therefore, this desire to gain something, to have something is already fulfilled. And in knowing the self, therefore, the desire is totally fulfilled. The desire goes away only when it is fulfilled. In discovering Atma as everything and every being, now there is nothing apart from you, and therefore there is nothing to be desired, and thus desire is fulfilled, and hence it's possible to say desire goes away in knowing the self. We will see this, our journey, as Bhagavan Shri Krishna shows us. As we progress, we are in the second last shloka of the third chapter. And very soon we will be able to complete the third chapter by grace of God and Guru. Thank you very much. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Om